What's up, everybody? This is Jay. So, I have been on Discord. We've been discussing the topic of the Russo Ukrainian war for a little while now. And, today I'm going to be evaluating some of the propaganda because basically, you've got Russia claiming Ukraine is the aggressor, Ukraine claiming Russia's the aggressor, and obviously Western media, because we're aligned with Ukraine, is going to show us things, to indicate that Ukraine is winning or Ukraine, is they're the good guys here. And honestly, I know there's going to be heavy propaganda on both sides, but I'm going to evaluate some things today to show you how I've assigned some credibility points. So why don't we get into it? I'm going to show you a couple of things and my process for actually evaluating if it was real or not. And you guys let me know in the comments what you think of these methods, because I think that the hardest part in all of this, the hardest part of honestly being alive in 2022, is the ridiculous standard of proof we have to apply to everything. And I will show you the methods the lengths that I actually went to verify accuracy. Anyway, with that, let's get into the content. So the first piece of propaganda that I wanted to address here are the Russia's saying, hey, Mariupol, it's not that bad. Residential areas weren't bombed. The city's not destroyed, right? And I was shown a clip on Discord earlier of basically parts of the city that weren't destroyed. And I want to be clear, right? Like there were parts of London after World War II that weren't destroyed, but by and large, the city was pretty uninhabitable. So the satellite imagery, I said basically the only way to verify this would be like, because this picture right here, they don't label where it is. And it was brought to my attention, well, hey, how do we know that this is actually really Mariupol and they're not just showing us a bombed out city anywhere and this isn't propaganda, right? So I actually went onto Google Maps and found this exact location. Okay, let me just show you. Let me zoom out here. This is where it is. It's Kuprina Street. You can type in Kuprina Street, Mariupol, and this will come up. And I have it marked on some photos to prove that this is the same location. So I actually scanned this block by block. Zoomed into Mariupol, right? Pulled up Ukraine, zoomed into southeastern Ukraine, pulled up Mariupol right on the Black Sea there, and went street by street until I found that actual location. So now check this out, right? Let's actually, here we go. So as you can see, I marked it off and labeled distinct landmarks in the photo because it was east. It was actually, this is actually east facing. So I had to rotate the image, but you can see here, this is the exact same pattern of buildings. There is that tiny building up in the right-hand corner. That's clearly the same building, and you can notice it's the same parking lot right there by the trees. And you can see the two same buildings, here and here versus here and here. Now, when I pull this up on the map, right on Google Maps here, and I zoom in, you can tell that this is clearly a residential area. So the claims that residential areas weren't being attacked, and again, we can't verify, by who, but again, like the claim that there weren't residential areas, being blown up and everything, are obviously not true because we can independently verify that, with the satellite imagery here, right? Because this is clearly a picture that was taken, before the war, but we can actually geolocate and prove that that image is in fact Mariupol. So the site, which is Maxar Technologies, who presented that satellite image, I'm now assigning them credibility points because this has been proven to be accurate and not propaganda. And it's sad that this is the process we have to go through. But this is what you actually no joke, like right when I zoom out here, it legit took me probably I lucked out actually for finding that too, because I started in this vicinity, but I was actually looking block by block. I drew out the building pattern and looked for that pattern, and then realized I had to rotate it, and then was able to verify where this is by the other landmarks. But that's the level of evidence that I'm actually going through right now, in order to actually verify that something's correct or not. So that's the first example. Let's move on to the second example now. Okay, this is the one I want to show you right here. So this is Patrick Lancaster, who I started watching since the beginning of the war here. Now he's here with Russian troops. They're training. You can see their little training camp in the background here. Looks like they're running, doing some drills or whatever. And you might not think anything of this here, right? You might just think, okay, like this is a guy. He's an American. He wants to show you the Russian perspective. But when you actually dig deeper into this video, you'll see that it looks like they're putting on a show. I'm gonna fast forward here to I believe it's at. I noticed this a while ago. I just like it kind of slipped my mind. At 5:56 in this video is the point to skip to. Now the video is titled "Russian Army Hand-to-Hand Combat Masterclass in Kherson, Ukraine." Right? Let's go here. Right? Let's just pause that right here. We've got this guy doing the cables right here. Right? Patrick's watching, but look at this guy in the background. Okay, this guy picks up the weight here, opens up his grip like he's gonna bench press. Right? This right here, what does that look like? Maybe 80, 90 pounds? Let's just watch this guy for a second, right? And he's gonna do his little 80, 90 pound, bench press here. And I think he does it for like 15 reps. This is a show, guys. There is no grown ass man, okay? This guy is not exerting himself here. There's no grown ass man who's going to find doing 15 reps at that weight exerting. What this looks like is they told that guy, hey, hey man, go make it look like you're actually training in the background there, right? But that's like the equivalent of like having a guy do like 5 push-ups. That's the level of like exertion that's required here. That isn't much weight because later in the video, I think Patrick starts doing some deadlifting with one of the other guys, and they've got the bigger weight here, and they say that it's 70 kilos or 155 pounds when you look that up. Let me just go to the part where that is. Where's the guy? Here it is. Here it is. Right. So he's telling the guy, lift from the other side. Okay, straight back. And that does look right. That does look like it's about 155 pounds. I want to find the part where he says it. Hold up. Yeah, you can tell that these guys aren't really exerting themselves too hard here. So I really want to find. Where does he say it? Come on. Let's just go a little before here. So come on. Legs back, straight back. Oh yeah, does it. Yeah, like so you can see that like that's what they're deadlifting here. That bench was like nothing, so that guy was definitely faking it. That tells me that Patrick Lancaster is probably here to portray. Oh, there you see he says it. How many kilograms is it? 70. So I looked that up. That's 155 pounds, which again, like not the worst, but I mean they're definitely not exerting themselves here. So just little subtle things like that, right? That are a lot of people aren't going to think twice about. But I'm looking at this with a critical eye. I'm like, really? Like if this is actual training, that's really kind of sad. So what I'm saying? Like if you were to bench like 80, 90 pounds as a grown adult, you're going to have to do like 25 to 50 reps to like reach anaerobic exertion there, right? What is the purpose of that? It's like doing 5 push-ups for like basically propaganda purposes. So based on that, I deem this propaganda. Anyway, that's my process for evaluating some of this stuff. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and yeah, see you guys in the next video.